What are some signs that a teacher should look out for to know that they are starting to burn out?
Teachers are people too. So some teachers are going to have trauma in their background that increases their susceptibility to secondary trauma. I mean, if you look at it, the teachers who are working in low income schools where the population is a majority low socioeconomic status are going to be the teachers oftentimes who grew up in those type of situations themselves. So they are going to have trauma in their backgrounds. I think it's very few of us as humans who get out of childhood without trauma, as well as just like things happen in your life that are out of your control that are going to cause emotional distress for you. And that's not, you can't not really separate your personal traumas, your personal life from your professional life. They impact each other. And so there are signs to look out for that show that you are starting to burn out, that maybe you're trying to balance too much all at the same time, either because of the trauma that your students are feeling or triggering your past traumas, or something's happening in your personal life that makes it difficult for you to focus in the classroom. There's really no shame in realizing that we are human and we are not superheroes, even though there's all those memes saying teachers are superheroes and all of that. Like, I feel like that kind of forces teachers into a box that says the world views me as a superhero, so I have to live up to these expectations, and if I don't live up to these expectations, I am not worthy of this profession. And I think that type of pressure is not healthy, and teachers are already in a position where they feel the need to be the caregivers oftentimes, especially if you're working with elementary size students or students with special needs or students impacted with trauma, where we tend to take on more than the academic roles. We take on caregiver roles, trying to kind of make up for what some of our students are lacking. And so there are signs that you should look out for as a teacher, as a paraprofessional, as a volunteer, as an administrator that tell you that you are starting to burn out and you need to increase your self-care. These type of things I've been reading about include just maybe you're not sleeping enough or you are sleeping too much. That might be a sign that you're starting to feel some compassion fatigue or secondary trauma. Not taking care of yourself. So, a lot of times teachers will use their lunch breaks to catch up on work. I did that, and all of the years that I was a teacher, I never sat down for lunch, and I think that was a big factor in burning out for me. So just take your lunch, guys. Anyways, so not taking care of yourself is actually a sign of burnout, which is interesting because self-care is a strategy to ensure that you do not burn out. And it's interesting to me that when we start to burn out, we do the opposite. Instead of starting to take care of ourselves more, we let go of that one first and start letting ourselves go. So maybe you're starting to pick up some bad habits, whether it's trying to cope using alcohol or another thing, or it could be simply that you're feeling just overwhelmed, anxiety, depression. These are all signs that you are starting to burn out and that you need to focus more on yourself. So, teachers, imagine that you have a plate and you can only put so much on that plate. What are you going to put on there first? Well, you have to put on that plate yourself first, because if you don't, then you're not going to be able to hold the plate no matter what. If you run out of energy, you're going to drop the plate. So you have to put whatever you need on the plate first, whether that's making sure you get an hour of outdoor time, you get a walk in, you listen to your favorite podcast, whatever it is that you need to put on there, that has to be priority number one. Otherwise, you will burn out. And then you can start adding on anything else on that plate until it's full, and then stop putting things on the plate once it's full. I know it's so hard, but sometimes you have to just walk away from the work. I know that as a teacher, your to-do list is infinite and you're only able to cross off so much a day. And so it's so tempting to just put in an extra hour here in the morning or an extra hour there after school's over, trying to get caught up. Guess what, guys? The system is broken. You're never going to catch up, and it's not your fault. So don't let yourself burn out because the system isn't working. You need to put yourself as a priority if you are going to be able to help your students.